gonna just grind this. Black pepper. Just to break this down a little bit. More like a powdery consistency. This makes a world of difference in your food. I'm gonna mix this all together. Garlic. And these are the bulk spices I got from Big Lots when they went out of sale, but I would definitely not be using these once I'm done with these, because I've been making my own like onion powder, which I just bought more onions, and I make like a roasted onion powder, and I gotta make some more, but we're gonna put some of that on here. And that salt. And this is early in the morning, but what I'm going to do is let this marinate in the refrigerator in that bowl for a couple hours until I'm ready to prepare the soup. And I'm just using Himalayan salt. All right, give it a mix just to massage that all over the chicken. This is how you season some chicken if you wanted to bake it or if you wanted to use it in something. And this is just a basic special spices that makes the chicken just taste so much better, and basically preparing it for soups and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna get this all massaged well, and I'm gonna put it in a bowl and put it in the refrigerator. So what's gonna take place in this pot is I'm trying to brown it, give it some color, because I want that like flavor of that, and some onion. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna move to the next step. Stove is on medium. I'm gonna add some avocado oil. Gonna chop this half an onion up. Gonna let that get hot so that when I put the meat in, it'll start to sizzle and saute. Add the onions. Then we're gonna add our chicken. Move these around. Let the onion oil start to come out. And I'm gonna take the chicken and I'm gonna place that right in there with it. Yep. And cut the heat up to like a medium high, because I really want these to kind of saute and get brown. And then I'm gonna make the broth and then add the other stuff after. It's a real simple soup, but it's so tasty. Something I created and made up. And I change it up so much, but I used to make this in South Carolina, and we would eat on this for a couple of days. So this should last us about at least 2 to 3 days, depending on how much we eat. So yeah, I'm gonna come back when it's time to flip these and kind of move it around. Now in here, I'm gonna put some rosemary and thyme, and I'm gonna mix that up because I want those flavors to really be in the soup, and that's what's going to give it that punch and that taste that's just like, what is this? So let's get some rosemary and thyme in here. There's the thyme, there's the rosemary, and then we're gonna crush this and get this nice and powdery as much as possible, and I'll be back. I do remind me to put a link on how to use this thing. I did a video short, I think it's a short, might be a little bit longer, on how to use them. Let's flip this over. Let the other side do its thing, and then we're gonna make the actual broth part of this. It's like a creamier, thicker consistency, not like chicken noodle soup. Sort of like a clam chowder texture, not really thick, but thick enough. This absolutely could be done in a crock pot as well, but I'm not, and I don't have to slow cook it, and I can just do it this way, and it's a little bit faster because I didn't have time to sit and do the video in a crock pot or do it that way. So now that I've got both sides kind of like how I want them, now it's time to add everything that makes the broth. Now we have 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. This is what's going to thicken the concoction. I'm going to be adding 3 cups of my almond milk mixed with heavy creamer. So it's going to be half and half. So technically it would be 1.5 cups of almond milk and 1.5 cups of heavy creamer. So we're going to add that in. First cup here. Second cup here. Third cup. And we're just adding water. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now for the spices, we're going to add the thyme and rosemary in here. Okay. We're going to add some bouillon. If I had to say, that would be a half of tablespoon of thyme and a half a tablespoon of rosemary. This bouillon here is what I'm using, chicken base. And we're using just 1 tablespoon of that. Looks like more, but this is a tablespoon. Now to get the creaminess, this is where the 3 tablespoons of flour come in, and we're going to add it with some cold water. And this is how you want to mix it to make your slurry to thicken up your sauce. You want to make sure the water is cold, and you don't want to add it fast. You want to add it slow because you don't want lumps. So you want to stir it as you go. That way it will not create lumps. And add a little water at a time, because I've been doing this fast, you know, years at times where different times during the years of cooking, you're doing it fast, or you add hot water, and that hot water will start cooking like the flour, and then whatever you put this in, you will see the white lumps just sitting all in your sauce. We don't want that. And these videos are longer because I'm trying to teach you things and show you things and ways to save money and do things more economically. So let's get this over to the sauce. So this is what it looks like. It's nice and creamy, but we need to stir this up first before we go to the next level. We're going to stir this, move that chicken around, and I'm going to let this boil and do its thing for about, I'll say about 15-20 minutes to let the chicken get a little bit more tender, and then I'm going to add the vegetables. So that's what we're doing. We're not going to put the slurry in yet, but we did need to do that because I'm going to be putting the flour and everything back. So this is what we're working with currently, and I'm going to add the extra spices in the actual pot. And then we're going to let it cook for a little bit longer. So what else I'm going to add is some onion powder, which I need to make some more of. I bought some onions. So we're going to add some onion powder. It's my roasted onion powder. Yeah, I need to make more of that. And I'm going to add some more black pepper. We love black pepper. And then I'm only going to add some garlic. Was right in the store and forgot to get fresh garlic. So you can use fresh garlic. Just chop it up really nice, mince it up. And that is it. It's a simple soup. I promise you, if you like soup and you want something that can last a couple days, like a chili, but you just don't want chili, or you already had chili, you want something a little different, try this. All right, so let's get this boiling and going, and I'll be back in about 15-20 minutes, and we'll add the slurry, and then we'll add all of the vegetables. And after that, it's about another 20 minutes and we're done. So I'll be back. So this is what we have, and we're getting ready to put the slurry in and then put the vegetables in. Alright, so I'll just add that. And I didn't want to put the vegetables in so I can stir it and make sure I get to the bottom of it as I'm stirring it. Like so, and get all this goodness in there. So we want. Alright. Let me get my little spatula. We want it all out. No waste. No waste. Alright. So that's that. Let's get the vegetables in. So we're starting off with 1 can of drained garbanzo beans. 1 bag of frozen sweet corn from Aldi's. I actually grabbed the organic. I didn't mean to, but that's what that is. 1 bag of spinach from Aldi's, and I washed it again. Ooh, runaway spinach. Alright. So we're going to push this down like so, and we're just going to cook it on low. I want to add broccoli too, but I think we're just going to leave it here because I put too much liquid, and I forgot I didn't take the broccoli out. I forgot that I was supposed to go in here, but this is a hearty soup. It has enough things in it to be okay, and this is the rest of the spinach. That's why I know I can't do the broccoli. Because I put the whole bag. We're doing a whole bag of that spinach in here. I'm going to switch to my big boy pot, but I still don't want to overwhelm it with broccoli because this is more than enough veggies in here. So let's put it in my big boy pot. Guys, so I did add the broccoli, and I'm going to let that get tender. The meat is falling apart. So that's a good thing too. This is giving like a chowder, like a veggie chowder, but with chicken. Like, oh. The broth tastes so good. And I'm getting ready to put some honey butter. It's avocado butter, and I'm just going to just drizzle that on these muffins. They just came out the oven like that, and let it kind of do its thing, and then just drizzle some honey. Nothing fancy. You don't got to do too much. Hold on, y'all. Let me swatch this out. 1 second. Get that off my thing. Okay, there we go. Yep, just let it do its thing like that on all of them. And it's so hot, so it'll drop down the sides as well. Like that. And then just drizzle a tad bit of honey. And that is it. And we'll be waiting for the soup, and we'll be ready to plate it up. And you guys can see the soup done and the cornbread. Hope you guys are liking these long cooking videos, as if you're like in the kitchen with me, just kind of watching. And I'm using this Members Mark honey from Sam's, just a little. I don't want that much. Ooh, I'm gonna take some of that, and because I don't want it real sweet, so I'm gonna take some of this and just lightly glaze the others with it. We don't need that much. Yep, my baby ready. Is it almost done? They be ready. Okay, there we go. All right, let the soup keep cooking, and I'll be back. Guys, we are done. We are done. Look at it. Oh my gosh, it's not a really thick soup, but it's nice and creamy and hearty. So let's put some in a bowl, get us some cornbread, and that is it. Make sure to remember to check the description box for all of my playlists, my homemaking, my plant care, my cooking, and renovation videos, all the great things that I do on this channel. Stay tuned for that. But let's get some in a bowl. Let's get some in a bowl. You see that? Chicken is all broke up and a nice hearty soup. See that chicken? That. Oh, broccoli, all the good stuff is in here. And that is my, what I call a white soup, cream soup, or whatever you want to call it. Didn't want it too thick, but thick enough. And let's get some cornbread. Now, if you desire it thicker than this, all you have to do is add some more flour or more heavy cream. It's up to you. I say flour is a little bit cheaper if we're trying to go economical, and you really cannot tell a big difference in the taste if you did do that way. The chicken just falling apart, literally. Let's get us a cornbread. I love these non-stick pans. And there we have it. Talk to me in the comments. I do talk back. I hope you love cooking with me. And I will see you guys later, gators.